crank it. Oh, no, a little better. Well, here I am. Here about who knows what. No, I'm just kidding. I had a topic come to mind, and some of you may be wondering why I'm wearing a neon t-shirt. It's one of the spirit days today at work. You know, like companies that let you wear shorts one day or a tropical t-shirt or whatever instead of the normal business, whatever. I just try and play along, which is different than playing ball, so to speak. Just saying. But anyway. All right, let's talk about FN. Who is this guy? You want to take a guess? I'm going to take a guess. Who might it be that I would call them a historical villain? One may say an enemy of God. And their initials happen to be FN. What do you think? Have you got it yet? You know who it is? Well, there is one person here with one thumbs up. All right, FN, historical villain. I'll give you a hint. I was about to just dive in. I'm gonna delay it just a tad more. It is the man who said, "That which does not kill you will only make you stronger." So recently I relayed a little to kill one person, so on and so on. Who would it be? I said no one. But I might change my answer for the guy that said, "That which doesn't kill you only makes you stronger." He was wrong. He was very wrong. All right. Well, I'll tell you who it is. I was seeing if there was going to be another person show up, but that's okay. Friedrich Nietzsche. Or Fred Nietzsche. If you want to be a little bit more Americanized. You could call him Nietzsche or Nicky, I guess. Nietzsche's probably better. Freddie Nietzsche. Friedrich Nietzsche. Or Nietzsche. Or Fritchie. Fritchie. Anyway, he was a freaky dude. Really was. Said some pretty off-the-wall things. He's not really that unique. I just found it very fascinating. That was his quote. I was slightly fascinated that that quote came from Nietzsche. Because it sounds like such an encouraging, positive, counter-logical, I don't know. It just doesn't seem to jive with all of its other beliefs. So, it's kind of random. I don't know. That's what was on my mind this morning. I'm really tired. Got about 6 hours of sleep. It's all good. What else? Community and t-shirt ideas on the horizon. Farmunity shirts and different t-shirt ideas. I don't think I do very well with the very little amount of sleep. I have very vivid imagination. Some may call that dreaming, but you're awake. So it appears. You know, it's not always possible to verbalize your stream of consciousness. I recognized that recently when asking my own children, hey, what you thinking about? They're just being all quiet and stuff. Hey, what you thinking about? The answer is nothing. It's because sometimes the stream of consciousness is really hard to verbalize. In other news, I don't understand what's going on with this computer. I'm doing. I'm attempting to remove added sugars from my life. Which is going to be, I know you're supposed to like do cold turkey on things. It's going to be a slow process. Speaking of process, it means almost every processed food is gone. Just gone. But it's okay. It's okay. The one of the exceptions will be any chocolate that's 60% or above. That'll be a no 54, just 60 plus. Just 60 plus. Which my wife and I pretty much love 80 plus anyway, so 60 plus would be just fine. You may wonder why. Well, it's because food is one of the ways that they control us. Because food, processed food that is, well, here's the weird thing. God designed food with a certain idea in mind. He wanted us to eat it again. So he designed it to provide for us and to be interesting and even delightful. So there is that. But then there's these people, historical villains, we may call them. Some are still alive. That have tried to design food to be perfect. But it isn't perfect because it's incomplete. And they're just trying to design drugs. Look up the bliss point, and you'll understand a little bit more of what I'm talking about. I guess that's one of the more simpler forms of red pilling yourself or whatever. Here's the thing about red pilling. You can know all sorts of really cool things. Ooh, did you know this or did you know that? But the question is, what are you doing about it? If you really think that you have fancied yourself up with some red pills and you're all woke, what are you doing about it? How has your life changed? If all you're doing is bragging about being red pilled, you hadn't really accomplished anything. That's all I'm saying. It is a miracle that we survive this nonsense. Being on the road. And my back is getting better. I'm still wincing. So the pain in my back is only spiking at 3 and 4 level instead of 7 and 8 level. So that's good. So far. I have to figure out how to survive this desk job with this back situation, but we'll work it out. Anyway. It's only sitting at a 2 right now. That's good. Let's see. If you feel like you know you've already been red pilled about food, about the sugar industry, and these things, then do something about it. You'll thank yourself later. You don't have to thank me, especially if you already know. But I shared this on another channel, but I had a really good idea. Talking about getting the rainbow back. Speaking of historical villains, I had an idea. Party pooper, rain on your parade kind of idea. And I love to be the guy that rains on parades. I just take delight in raining on parades. I think it's because of my love for the truth. So here goes. You got a shirt. It's got a rainbow on it. But it also has, in the background, a beach with the ocean and a shore line. But on the beach, there's just like garbage. There's all sorts of rotting corpses on the beach. As I'm talking about this, that might not make any sense. I just came up with another idea. What about a shirt with same scene, beach, shore, but everybody on the beach is all dead. It can be cartoony. It can be like G or PG rated, cartoony. Like it doesn't even have to have eyes. It can just do X's instead of eyes, right? So all these dead people are. This is another idea. Are wearing rainbow shirts, okay? And they have lollipops in their hands, but they're laying dead on the ground. Just all over. That's an idea. Not a bad one, if I do say so myself. Just mounds of people all wearing rainbow shirts and holding lollipops, but they're all dead. Some of them can have open hands, like the lollipop fell out of their hand because they're dead, you know. But like just for metaphor's sake, put the lollipops in their hands and have them wearing the rainbow. I think it's an interesting idea. And here in just in like 12 months, I'm going to see people walking around with that shirt. And I'm going to be like, wait, hey, you. Where'd you get that shirt? Be like, the store. Be like, hey, it's my shirt. No, like, that's my idea. You ever have anything like that happen in life? You say something, you do something, and then it's like somebody takes it. You're like, hey. I don't know. I'm telling you, though, this idea is gold. Or something. I mean, I might even go so far as to say that it's birch gold. Just kidding. Seriously, I really like this idea. I would probably wear that shirt. Even with my family. Like, oh, what's that? Oh, it's a scene after Noah's flood. Why are all those people wearing rainbow shirts? Oh, it's just part of God's promise. And to demonstrate that they were all sodomites. And that's why they were wiped off the face of the planet. Oh. Yeah. I mean, it's history. The good news is, buddy, if that offends you, the good part is, God's not going to flood the earth again. That's not how we're going down next time. And secondly, much more importantly, the thing that he sent the next time was salvation through his son, Jesus Christ. So first, he'd sent a flood, and that didn't clean things up, unfortunately. So the next time he sent his son, that was pretty stupendous. So there you go. Anyway, there's been that one person again this morning. The one that comes, clicks, and just stays silent. I don't know who you are. But this has been a message from, this is the best I can do on 6 hours of sleep. Or less. I don't really even know. I may have gotten less. I did wake up at 4 something. My eyes. This is the main thing about when you wake up real tired and you know, man, I should have gotten much more sleep. The main thing is your eyes hurt. Well, maybe not you. My eyes hurt. They feel swollen or something, like I got punched. It's usually asymmetrical. One eye usually hurts more than the other. In this case, it's my left eye. Reasons unknown. And brain fog is another term, and it's this feeling where it seems difficult to stay focused. So I did my kombucha last night. Kombucha, whatever you want to call it. You know, I'm not a fan of this pronunciation game, but I did the kombucha, and I think I waited too long. I bottled 3 of them, or like a gallon and a half, basically, and it's too strong, too vinegary. We'll see what happens, but after a full night of sitting out bottled, I popped the top just to relieve some pressure, and I think 2 of them were wasted. There's a half gallon, the one with the hops, that I'll probably drink anyway. It was mixed with some of the old, so it's a little diluted from the vinegariness, but it's pretty strong. So that's no bueno. No bueno. So what I did is I added less. I'm still using the SCOBY, the same big old SCOBY, even though I cut out a big old piece for this dude that I sold kombucha to yesterday. He's so excited. It's pretty cool. But I added less of the liquid, the starter liquid, and technically removed a lot of the sediment yeast. Not all, but a lot. So that changes things. You know how you do your. Is it? I'm doing a hybridized continual brew kind of situation, but I am rinsing my container because I think it's best to rinse the container. So anyway, hey Larry King, hey Froze Moments, hello, and glad you're going to work. Good thing we have jobs, and there's always going to be some evil psychopath that'll say something to you like, get a job, a real job. So I was discussing that with a friend, somebody you know on YouTube, as we were hanging out on the day before my birthday, having a good old time with our families and stuff. A good old time. And I was like, I think I now understand why a person with a certain amount of melanin would think about all other people. Oh, yeah, well, big old tire in the road. That's fun. Make sure there's pay attention to the road. So I was thinking, I've always wondered, how is it that somebody could hate an entire group of people based on melanin? And I figured it out. So let's say you're in a certain socioeconomic okay? And you get told by a certain person that's extremely melanin deficient that you should get a job. You're like, well, I have a job. What's wrong with your brain? They're like, no, you should get a real job. And you're like, oh, okay, well, this person is a terrible person. And then you hear it from another melanin deficient person, well, why don't you just get a good job? You know, why are you doing that? They're like, oh, well, that's a terrible person. That's weird. I mean, I'm just going to pretend that the fact that they're melanin deficient has nothing to do with anything. And then another person's like, hey, get a job, you lazy bum. They're like, oh, well, I'm starting to see a pattern here with these melanin deficient people. And you're like, eventually, and you don't have to be melanin rich to develop this mentality. And the fact of the matter is, it has nothing to do with melanin in the first place. It actually has to do with just socioeconomic status. It really does. Trust me, I've thought a lot about this, and that makes me an expert. Kidding. It's just facts. Facts are, it's about socioeconomics. It's not about melanin. But I see how you can see a pattern. I get it. And then it's easy because you want to make sense of things to prepare for danger. You want to be able to quickly identify threats, so you have to get lazy and generalize. You're like, okay, well, it's all the people that have melanin deficiency are hateful, evil people that don't care about me and are people that tell me to get a job. I hate those people, and they can go jump off a bridge, right? That's what ends up happening due to cognitive laziness and hurt. What's the word for it? Hurt feelings, whatever. When you've been, oh well, you slowed down way faster than I was expecting for a dump truck. But yeah, you just recognize these patterns, and eventually you're like, okay, well, those people aren't. This isn't going to work out anyway. Oh man, it's almost like he has a nail in his tire. I can't tell though. No? Yes? Maybe? Yeah, I don't know. Let's go too fast. I'm just a little distracted, friends. Oh, it's a rock. It really looked like a nail. Anyway, do you get it? Do you get what I'm saying on why somebody would develop hatred for a certain people group? It's what's the word for it? Correlation is not causation. All that good stuff. I don't know. Get a job. A real job. You know, some of us are trying to stay away from lollipops and fancy pants. And some people don't care about that stuff, and they embrace it. They put them on. I would say stay away from the lollipops and fancy pants. That's what I would say. I didn't see that coming. That was weird. Well, good morning and I guess goodbye, everybody. We're back down to one. You've joined me for hopefully not too disappointing of a stream where I try to work my brain juices into waking up and try to put coherent thoughts together on very little sleep, preparing myself for a just under 10-hour workday. Thought, prayer, and his word. Always good. Always good. I'm so hungry, I'm nauseous. So I'm going to take care of that real quick. And y'all have a good day. And love the Lord your God with all your heart, your mind, your soul, and your strength. In no particular order. Because, it's all of you. So, remember that, yo. Remember that. I'm going to park and say goodbye. Alrighty. Arrivederci. Love the Lord your God. Read the Bible today.